A guide to Korean mythology and classical culture. Hello. Today we embark on a journey to explore Korea's profound traditional culture and the values of its ancient society through two works that have captivated the world: the Netflix drama Squid Game and the K-pop idol group Kede헌. While these works may appear to be modern entertainment content, they are steeped in Korean history and philosophy. We will provide detailed and friendly explanations so that even foreign viewers and fans can easily understand. I hope this will be a meaningful time to experience the depth and beauty of Korean culture. Before we get into the real discussion, let me clarify that the group name Kede헌, mentioned in the script, topic is not a real idol group. This was intended to illuminate various aspects of Korean culture from a complementary perspective with the Squid Game by establishing a virtual group that reinterprets traditional Korean culture in a modern way. While the Squid Game critically reflected the dark side of modern society through the deterioration of traditional play, Kede헌 aims to showcase the diverse spectrum of Korean culture by presenting a positive example of creating modern inheritance and creative transformation of Korean traditional culture. Squid Game has shocked and impressed the world by reinterpreting traditional Korean games as a brutal survival game. The Rose of Sharon has blossomed, dalgona, pulling, tug of war, marble throwing, and even Squid Game, which is the title of a drama, are all pure and innocent games that all Koreans, regardless of generation, enjoyed as children. However, the drama shows with chilling clarity how these pure and innocent games are distorted and degenerated into cruel tools that destroy humanity. Within the logic of limitless competition in an extreme capitalist society, this is more than just entertainment. It contains a sharp, critical message about modern society. For example, one of Korea's representative childhood games, The Rose of Sharon has blossomed, is a game with simple rules in which the tagger counts and turns around while the other players stop moving. The method was to eliminate the player if they were discovered by the thief. This game signified the process of learning social skills through promises and rules made with friends and obtaining enjoyment through pure competition with each other. But in the Squid Game, the nature of this game is completely reversed. The moment the thief turns around, any participant who moves will face merciless death, transforming into a terrifying game. It symbolically illustrates the absolute obedience demanded in modern society, the harsh reality where even a momentary mistake is not tolerated, and the extreme situation where even a minor violation of norms threatens survival. Dalgona pulling is a delicate game in which you pull out specific shapes, stars, circles, triangles, and umbrellas from dalgona, a traditional confectionery made by melting sugar and using a sharp needle or toothpick without breaking them. It was a game where you could experience small luck and a sense of accomplishment, such as getting one more dalgona if you succeeded. But in the Squid Game, this small failure can soon lead to fatal consequences that can cost you your life. This metaphorically and starkly reveals the unstable socio-economic reality of modern capitalist society, where a minor mistake or a single economic individual's life can plunge into an abyss beyond recovery. The desperation of the participants, set against the backdrop Korea's high household debt, youth unemployment, and economic pressures caused by soaring real estate highlights prices, the tragedy of this game. Tug of war is one of Korea's most representative community games and traditional rituals. In the agricultural society of the past, tug of war was an important ritual and festival where the entire village joined forces to pray and for a good harvest, and to strengthen the unity and harmony of the community through the process of pulling a heavy rope and trusting others' strengths and cooperating. A sense of community was naturally strengthened, and the value of group wisdom and cooperation was embedded, valuing it over individual capabilities. But in Squid Games, this tug of war goes beyond a simple contest of strength and transforms into a fierce battle for survival between teams. Even within the team, betrayal and distrust sprout and cruel are made to abandon the weak. This highlights the harsh reality of modern society, where traditional community values are being undermined, and only individual interests and survival are emphasized. This kind of directing prompts viewers to deeply reflect on what true community means and what choices humans make in extreme situations. The final game of the Squid Game and the title of the drama. Squid Game is a game that Korean children used to enjoy playing in alleys. It is a game where players draw a picture of a squid on the ground and divide into attacking and defending teams to fight. The goal is for the attacking team to pass through the squid's head, step on the platform, and win in the end. There's also an interesting rule that allows the attacker to become a secret royal inspector, a privilege that allows them to walk freely on two legs
a game of
if they
strategy.
cross the squid's waist, and reflexes within set rules. But the Squid Game in the drama is elevated from a playful fight of childhood to a bloody showdown, where only one can survive. The struggle for ultimate survival completely distorts the pure essence of play and becomes a place where the most primal human desires and violence are revealed. In this way, the Squid Game denounces how the purity and communal values of traditional Korean games are being destroyed and distorted in the midst of modern society's endless competition and capitalist logic, while paradoxically reminding us of the importance of lost traditional values. This is not just a problem in Korean society, but it has won the sympathy of viewers around the world by brilliantly expressing universal themes such as the gap between the rich and the poor, economic instability, and loss of humanity
through
that are
traditional
spreading
elements
worldwide. Next, let's talk about the profound symbolism of the squid. Game circles, angles, and rooms. The circle, triangle, and square. Symbols printed on the black invitation business cards delivered to
Participants are not
simple shapes. These symbols have a very deep and long-standing connection with ancient
especially
Korean
the idea
thought of heaven, earth, and
the
man.
circle
Symbolizes the sky,
eternity, and
and
harmony.
signifies perfection. The sky was considered the origin and beginning of all things, a space containing infinite possibilities. The circle, with its perfect form like the sun and moon, has been used as a symbol representing cosmic order and absolute existence. The triangle represents the earth,
life, growth,
and symbolizes
and balance.
stability. The earth is the foundation, where all living things take root and grow, and it is the real space where humans live. The solid base of the triangle represents the stability of the real world and the continuity of life. And the square symbolizes people Ren and human wisdom, reason, social order, and ethical values. Ancient Koreans believed that humans should live in harmony between heaven and earth. The square can be interpreted as representing the complexity of human relationships that human-created norms and order and communities. These invitations, which combine three shapes, a circle, a triangle, and a square, serve more than just to signal the start of a simple game. This contains the profound philosophical thoughts of ancient Koreans about the order of the universe, how humans exist within it, and what role they should play. In the Squid Game, these three symbols also represent the ranks of the game's players, which can be seen as symbolic representations of the class structure of ancient society and the hierarchical order of human relationships. In other words, the ancient Oriental worldview that human society square is formed based on the reality of the Earth triangle. Under the order of heaven, circle is secretly projected into the drama. These symbols offer viewers a glimpse into the depths of Eastern philosophy beyond mere visual devices. In Korean mythology and folklore, there is a very interesting and unique creature called a goblin. Dakabi is a unique Korean mythological being distinct from Western goblins, ogres, or fairies. Goblins are inherently mischievous, sometimes causing trouble or pranks on people. But they also have a duality, bringing good fortune to people or helping those in need. This is a multi-layered entity that reflects Korean sentiment transcending the dichotomous distinction between good and evil. In particular, goblins have a unique characteristic in that their spirits are born from old objects that people have used and discarded for a long time, such as brooms, poker, and grindstones. This setting deeply embodies the traditional Korean values of harmony with nature and respect for things. In other words, it reflects the pan-spiritual worldview that even inanimate objects and the humble attitude of not treating even abandoned objects carelessly. Goblins are also beings that project human desires. Depending on a person's good heart or greed, goblins may perform good deeds and bring great wealth, or they may harm or confuse a person with an evil heart or greed. This is an important cultural symbol that shows how ancient Koreans understood and expressed the power of nature and the inner self of humanity. Goblins were not simply frightening beings, but also served as a kind of ethical judge and a representative of the providence of nature, whose character changed depending on human actions. These goblin tales are deeply ingrained in the lives and mindsets of Koreans, and even today, their appeal shines through modern content, such as the drama Goblin. Now let's talk about the virtual K-pop idol group Kede헌. This group creatively blends traditional Korean elements with contemporary music and performances, giving fans around the world a fresh shock and demonstrating new possibilities for Korean culture. Kede헌 reinterprets hanbok-inspired stage costumes with modern designs, showcasing both Korean beauty and sophistication. Additionally, it creates a unique sound that combines Oriental beats through innovative attempts to sample the sounds of traditional Korean instruments, such as the gaegeum, haegeum, and daegeum, and harmonize them with pop music, furthermore by incorporating movements inspired by traditional Korean dances, such as salpuri and bukachum, into modern choreography. The performance presents a dynamic, yet elegant performance. These efforts go beyond simple performances and play a vital role in introducing the beauty and depth of Korean culture to the world, pioneering a new genre that blurs the lines between traditional Korean, in particular the storytelling they incorporate into their performances, is often inspired by Korean myths, folk tales, and historical events. For example, some songs reinterpret the stories of the main characters in traditional Korean fairy tales, such as Hyungbu and Nolbu and Simcheongjong, with a modern sensibility and critical perspective to convey a social message or utilize symbols from ancient founding myths, such as the Dangun myth, to create a grand and mysterious Korean shamanistic elements, such as ritual movements or mystical atmosphere derived from gut or shamanism, are utilized to add depth to the stage production. This serves as an important opportunity for foreign fans to spark a strong curiosity and desire to explore Korean culture, and for Koreans to reawaken their pride in their forgotten traditional culture. While the Squid Game critically illuminated the problems of modern deterioration of traditional play, Kede헌 creates new value through a modern reinterpretation of traditional culture, demonstrating the limitless potential for development in Korean culture. While these two works have different approaches and messages, they both serve as powerful testaments to the richness and appeal of Korea's unique cultural heritage and how it can be effectively incorporated. What are the ancient social values of Korea that are reflected in the Squid Game and Kede헌? The two most important axes are community consciousness and respect for humanity. Korea has developed based on an agricultural society which has become a crucial background for the formation of a sense of community. Farming is a job that cannot be done alone. In order to achieve a good harvest, the villagers had to come together, help each other, and cooperate throughout the entire process of sowing, transplanting seeds, rice seedlings, weeding, and harvesting. In this process, traditional community cultures, such as Dura and Pumasi, where people naturally help and assist each other, were formed. Tug of war is a representative example. This value, which prioritizes group harmony and cooperation over individual excellence, is deeply rooted in the Korean mentality. However, Squid Game critically depicts the dark side of modern society, where this long-held sense of community has collapsed, leaving only individual selfishness and a ruthless competition for survival. The extreme situation of betraying family and harming friends for money clearly shows the loss of humanity in modern society, where materialism is rampant. Meanwhile, Kede헌 reinterprets the aesthetics of traditional community through performance and music, rekindling the forgotten values of solidarity The harmonious choreography and chorus created by the members together that transcends the brilliance of each individual, delivering a message that revives the traditional sense of community with a modern sensibility. Additionally, ancient Korean society placed great importance on harmony with nature. There was a deep-rooted awareness that humans were a part of nature and should conform to and respect its laws. We respected the energy of mountains, rivers, sky, and earth, and sought to lead human lives within it. The concept of heaven, earth, and man, contained in the circles and squares of the squid game, embodies the philosophy of pursuing harmony between nature and humanity. It contains reflections on how humans should live in balance between the sky circle and the earth triangle. The goblin tale also demonstrates the belief that even abandoned by humans can possess souls, an idea that values life and respect for both natural and man-made objects. This emphasizes the wisdom of living in harmony with nature. Society's tendency to view nature as an object of conquest or to destroy the environment. Through indiscriminate development, ancient Koreans had an ethical code of following the natural order, being grateful for what they gained from nature, and not arbitrarily damaging it. These values may provide clues to the solutions to the environmental problems we face today. Squid Game and Kede헌. These two works pose crucial questions to us living in modern society. From different perspectives and approaches, what exactly are we constantly competing for? And what do we consider true happiness and value in our lives? Does the pursuit of material success alone lead to the loss of human dignity and communal bonds? These are universal questions that not only Koreans, but all of humanity around the world must ponder and reflect upon. These works simultaneously show the shadows and lights of our society and remind us of the precious values we have forgotten. In conclusion, Squid Game and Kede헌 each explore traditional Korean culture and the values of ancient society in different ways, giving them contemporary meaning. The Squid Game critically demonstrates how pure traditional play and humanity is destroyed by the capitalist logic of greed and competition, and strongly urges the restoration of community and humanity. It sharply satirizes the dark side of capitalist society and poses profound questions to viewers. On the other hand, Kede헌 reinterprets the beauty and depth of Korean traditional culture with a modern sensibility, creates new cultural values through creative methods, and promotes a positive image of Korea around the world. This is a wonderful example of how tradition can be given when it meets the modern era. Through these two works, we can understand how Korea's long history and philosophy, along with the profound meaning and values contained within them, live and breathe in today's cultural content, and what universal messages it can convey to people around the world. Korean culture goes beyond simply providing interesting content. It offers clues to universal questions and answers that humanity should ponder and reflect on together. If you found the Squid Game and Kede헌 to be a valuable opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of Korea's cultural depth and potential, please subscribe, like, and leave many comments, because your enthusiastic support is what allows us to create great content. I sincerely hope that today's story has helped broaden your understanding of Korean culture. We hope you look forward to even more diverse cultural content that blends Korean and modernity. Thank you. Goodbye.